All right, back for another beer review, and today I will be actually reviewing another collaboration beer. This time between the Other Half Brewing Company out of both Brooklyn and Rochester, New York, along with the Holmes Brewery out of Ann Arbor, Michigan, and this is their Slice the Pies. So they are calling this an Imperial Sour India Pale Ale conditioned with cherry, blueberry, almonds, cinnamon, vanilla, and lactose. Comes in at 8% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed at the time of review. This can is exactly 12 days old. So a few things about this one. Number one, I've never had a beer from Holmes. I've heard really good things about that brewery from people in Michigan and also friends locally here who have basically gotten their hands on it or visited the brewery themselves. And I'm really excited. Apparently they make great beer, and this is the first beer from them that I am trying, even though it's a collaboration and this was not brewed at their brewery. You know, they have their hands in it and it's a collaboration, so that's pretty cool. The other thing I'm really excited about is the fact that last week I reviewed Other Half's Raspberry Crunchy, and at that same release was this beer, and these were the two beers that I really was looking forward to grabbing at the release. So this one just sounds delicious, and the label itself, I don't usually talk too much about the label on my channel, for most beers anyway, but I just love the fact that they have blueberry and cherry pies on here, and the pie filling itself has like this shiny glitter to it, and it just looks so cool. Sign me up for all the glitter beers. But not really. Anyway, this sounds pretty delicious. The almonds they're using in this one, according to the website, is Marcona. Never even heard of Marcona almonds. I don't know a lot about almonds in general, other than I do enjoy them. So we're going to see what this one has going on with it. It's weird that they went with an Imperial Sour IPA as opposed to just like an IPA when you're talking about basically, this is kind of like a dessert sour IPA, I guess. There's so much stuff in here. Like Decadent, when they do their beers, usually it's an IPA or a double IPA. It's weird they went the sour route, but yeah, we're gonna see. I'm expecting this one to, you know, probably look like, you know, it has cherries and blueberries in it. And it certainly does. Wow, so that's pouring out like this really like fuchsia color. That's crazy looking. Put this over here like this. Yeah, that had this, I mean, it's like lighter purple fuchsia color. That Raspberry Crunchy had more of like a deeper purple. This is like a lighter purple. This honestly looks like maybe like a grape Kool-Aid that you didn't put as much of the packet in there or something, like maybe 3/4 of it. It had about a finger of a also light purple head that has dissipated to a thin film, probably because of all those adjuncts and the fact that it is a sour beer. But yeah, that's pretty. That is a pretty looking beer. I cannot deny it that. Let's get a nose on it. Ooh. So first off, a lot of blueberry in this one. Sweet blueberry, a little bit of tart blueberry. This has been on my fridge for almost a half an hour, so probably in like the 50 to 55 degree range, give or take a few degrees. Yeah, there's like, this has like a blueberries and cream type of thing going on. I'm picking up on the lactose and the vanilla. On the website, I believe they said this is supposed to just have a hint of cinnamon, vanilla, and lactose for the most part. The main stars of the show are supposed to be the cherries, the blueberries, and the almonds. Yeah, I'm not really picking up any of the almonds, and the cherries are kind of getting lost. It seems like the blueberries are dominating for me right now. It has this like subtle tartness, sourness thing going on. I can gather, if I was doing this blind, I could gather that this is a sour beer based on the nose itself. But yeah, it has I would say now it's starting to lean more towards like a blueberries and cream, like I was talking about, like sweeter, like vanilla mixed in. And not as much as like a jammy blueberry or like jammy cherry or anything. It just has more of that sweeter blueberry component. But I'll be honest with you, that's pretty much all I'm getting. Blueberries, a little bit of vanilla, some, you know, tartness in there that I can smell, and not much else. Let's get into it. Maybe it'll have more to offer in the taste. Cheers, everyone. That is really tasty. Holy crap. Huh. So, let me go back. Tons of vanilla. They say a hint of vanilla and lactose. I don't know if it's because they're using both, but huge vanilla vibe up front. Almost like a whipped cream type of vibe to it. That's how sweet it is. And we'll talk about the body first. Body is straight up medium body, 8%, a bit thin. I don't care because it isn't a sour IPA. It doesn't bother me in the least. The mouthfeel, though, there is quite a bit of carbonation here. Yeah, definitely spritzy and effervescent on the tongue. But because they're using I don't know how much lactose they're using, but because they're using lactose, and so many other beers they use tons of oats and whatnot, it still has a softness and a creaminess to it. It always sounds weird when I say like, oh, how can it be super effervescent and you know, spritzy and whatnot, but still have a soft creaminess to it? It's just, you drink it and you get the carbonation, but then the finish of it is just so smooth and creamy. It's like, I don't know, it's awesome. The mouthfeels on other half beer I've talked about them before, but they just do it for me. The taste itself, there's a nice blend between the cherries and the blueberries in the taste. I'm getting this, if you ever had like tart cherry juice, I'm getting a tart cherry juice component to this one. The qualities of the blueberries are more of like a semi-sweet blueberry. Like there's a little bit of tartness, but there's definitely sweetness. That kind of blends in. It's almost like you're having like a blended, it's not like individual pies here. It's like you're blending the two fillings together with some whipped cream on top. The only thing I'm really not getting in this one is honestly the almonds. I'm not picking up a bunch of the almonds. I thought I would, considering, like, you know, it says that cherries, blueberries, and almonds are the main ingredients. I thought I'd get more of the almonds. There's like a ever so slight like nuttiness midway through the palate. I could not tell you they're almonds though specifically. I do really like this one. This is fucking super tasty. Yeah. It finishes semi-tart. Let's just say a full-on tartness. It's not sour, but then there is some sweetness too, residual sweetness on the back of the palate. I can't tell you this is 8%. I would probably guess like 6.5. Their half hides their ABVs very well, extremely well most of the time. Yeah, does this drink like a pie? Slice the Pie is the name of it. They have, you know, blueberry and cherry pie on the actual label. No, I would say this drinks like a fruited sour. If I was doing this blind, I would guess blueberries and vanilla, and I would guess some kind of sour. I would not guess 8%. I'd guess around 6.5. But I don't really care. Usually when people review beers, they look at the label or the ingredients, and that's, you know, that's fine. If that's how you review beers, that's how you review beers. Nobody's way of reviewing beers is wrong. You review them how you want. For me, I just say personal preference, what I'm tasting in my glass. So as far as that is concerned, rating-wise on Slice the Pies, a collaboration between Other Half and Holmes, I'm going to give this a low, actually I'm going to give this a high 4.25. I'm going to say 4.35, 4.4, somewhere in that realm. This is a really tasty beer. If I picked up on the almonds, or if I picked up on some kind of like pie characteristic in this one, whether it's like a graham cracker or something like that, even though graham cracker is not typically in pies, whatever, some kind of like, you know, just big malt bill that kind of produced the crust of the pie, this would get a high 4.5, maybe even 4.75. Regardless, this is a damn tasty beer. If you've ever had this one, if you picked this one up and you gave it a go, I'd be curious to know what you think about it, because I think it's pretty damn delicious. I'm going to finish the rest of this, have no problems doing so, and I might save a can and bring this up to the bottle share at the night before the Albino Rhino Beer Festival for some of my friends. I think this would be a fun beer to try out. Even, I feel like at 6 weeks old, this still will be drinking very similar, because there's not a ton of IPA characteristics about this one, and that is probably the most disappointing aspect of this. Not really picking up on any hoppiness or anything. This is kind of just like a straight-on fruited sour. Yeah, really not much bitterness or anything to speak of for my palate. Anyway, high 4.25 out of 5. We'll say 4.35 for Slice the Pies, Other Half Holmes. Good beer. Let me know what you guys think about it. Appreciate you guys stopping by for another beer review. Until the next one, cheers.